Welcome back to the podcast playground. Our newest podcast is The Best Podcast.
Join Jay Carter and me, Vida Best, on The Best Podcast, where the dynamic duo brings you their insider secrets to everything wonderful. Now Jay and me dive deep into the top 5 everything, from the latest cell phones to affordable wines that won't break the bank.
So tell a friend, you've found The Best Podcast,
where every recommendation is a gem waiting to be uncovered. Tune in weekly for your dose of excellence.
Today, we are strapping on our helmets and diving into the absolute best of the best in the 2025 motorcycle world.
Yeah.
We've synthesized a huge stack of sources, pulling from expert rankings, from starter bikes all the way up to literal god-tier machines.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to tackle the highly controversial Motorcycle of the Year award that has the entire riding community in an uproar.
It really does.
Our mission is to cut through the noise, give you the definitive shortcut to what matters, and tell you which bikes you should be dreaming about right now.
And look, if you are even thinking about riding, or if you've been riding for decades, there has never, ever been a better time to be a motorcyclist.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The quality, the features, the performance that is coming off the assembly lines today is genuinely astounding. Just to put a number on it for you.
Yeah.
Since the last award cycle, manufacturers have introduced or updated at least 117 new street-legal motorcycles.
117. Wow. That is an overwhelming number of options.
It is.
So what does that massive volume tell us about where the industry is heading? I mean, where are manufacturers actually placing their bets?
Well, the data is pretty clear on that. They're investing heavily in 2 core segments.
Yeah.
Naked bikes led the charge, making up a dominant 32% of that total.
Okay, so the versatile, fun, stripped-down machines.
Exactly. And they're followed pretty closely by adventure and dual sport bikes, which accounted for about 21% of all new models. It tells you that riders want capability.
Right. Whether that means tearing up canyons on a street machine or just, having the option to leave the pavement behind.
Precisely.
Okay, so to make sense of all this, we're going to follow the rider's journey. We'll start with those expert rankings, from the most approachable bikes for a learner and build up to the dream machines.
And once we have that context of what true two-wheeled excellence looks like, then we can get into that disputed Motorcycle of the Year winner.
It's the only way to do it. You have to contextualize the controversy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack the recommendations for the newest riders. The entry-level category. These are the bikes where, versatility and value are king.
Right, because a learner needs something cheap to drop and easy to grow out of.
Exactly.
And this category came down to a really fascinating contrast between, let's say, raw fun and raw durability.
Mm-hmm.
On the fun side, the pick was the KTM SMCR 390.
The Supermoto.
The Supermoto trim, yeah. So it's already specialized, dripping with that cool guy energy. It uses the excellent 390 platform engine, but they dress it up with aggressive styling, great tech like BB brakes, and fully adjustable WP suspension.
And the reviewers loved it because it gives you these sophisticated components, but it's still light and the power is really approachable.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's a tremendous value, right? It's something like $3,000 cheaper than the new DRZ.
Which is its main competitor, yeah. It's really for the new rider who wants to immediately start playing aggressively.
Okay, but then on the other side of that coin.
Well, if you want maximum practicality and something that will simply refuse to break, you look at the Honda CRF 300L Rally.
Ah, the bulletproof option.
Totally. This bike is cheap, it's light, and it lets a beginner dabble on and off-road without any serious commitment. It will run forever. The only downside the panel mentioned, its styling is admittedly a little dorky.
Huh. Yeah, compared to that aggressive KTM, I can see that. That's a crucial trade-off for a new rider, isn't it?
It is.
Do you go for the looks and excitement or the peace of mind that comes with something basically indestructible?
Precisely. Now, let's shift to intermediate. This is typically your second bike purchase. The rider knows what they like, but they still want to maximize performance per dollar.
And Honda is just dominating the value proposition here with the CB750 Hornet. I mean, the specs are impossible to ignore.
They really are.
We're talking a quick shifting 270-degree engine, 85 horsepower?
Yeah, 85 horsepower, multiple ride modes,
Mm-hmm.
all for around $8,000.
Mm.
It's just so hard to beat that kind of modern performance at that price.
A total street weapon.
An exceptional one. But for the riders who realize they want more versatility, weekend trips, fire roads, the Yamaha Tenere 700 is the clear winner.
Ah, the T7, the Swiss Army knife bike.
That's the one. It has rightfully earned that reputation. And this gets back to that reliability factor you mentioned earlier.
It got the CT2 engine, right?
It does. It uses Yamaha's famed CP2 engine platform. That thing is known globally for being time-tested and simple to maintain. It's designed to take a beating and keep running, where the T7 can handle much more substantial off-road use than the Hornet.
So it's a bike that could be your main adventure machine for like a decade.
Easily.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. We're moving into intermediate plus bikes that blend true high performance with that everyday usability.
And for this category, there was a pretty unanimous choice.
The Yamaha MT-09 SP.
That's it. This bike is widely considered a knockout hit. The component quality, the overall feel for the price, it's just fantastic. It uses that characterful CP3 triple engine.
That CP3 engine is really key to its appeal, isn't it? It's not just about peak power.
Not at all. The twin, like in the Tenere or the Hornet, has great low-end punch. But the triple, it offers this unique balance. It pulls hard from the bottom, but it keeps surging through the mid-range like a four-cylinder.
And that sound.
Oh, that howl. It gives the MT-09 SP a tremendous addictive character that most bikes in this price bracket just lack.
So it's capable on the track, fun on the road, it's reliable, you could tour on it all weekend. Is it really that hard to argue against it, or is it just a great road bike that pretends to be fast?
It's a great road bike that is more than fast enough for most track days. What reviewers loved is that the value and performance make it a no-brainer. It's a bike you can buy, ride hard for 5 years, and realize you still haven't reached its limits on the road.
That's a great point. But now we talk about the advanced rider. They aren't looking for the cheapest fun anymore. They're looking for comfort, longevity, a premium feel.
Yeah, the priorities really shift from raw adrenaline to, let's say, sustainable enjoyment. The advanced rider is often cycled through the street fighters and sport bikes. They're settling down, financially stable, and they want top-tier comfort and tech, but without sacrificing the fun.
And this is where their rankings present a huge philosophical battle. You've grouped the high-tech Triumph Tiger 1200 with the institutional Honda Goldwing.
Yeah.
Are these really for the same rider?
That's the genius of this category.
Yeah.
It's defined less by performance and more by lifestyle. The Tiger 1200 offers a premium feel. It has that smooth, powerful three-cylinder and the absolute latest in adventure and sport touring tech.
So it's the modern, adaptable, luxury mile muncher.
Exactly. But then you have the Goldwing persona. This is the bike for the rider who has, frankly, nothing left to prove.
Right.
The Goldwing has transcended 5 decades of aging. It's been in continuous production for 50 years.
50 years.
When you park one of these, you are signaling that you prioritize comfort and institutional excellence.
The Goldwing is almost less a motorcycle and more a lifestyle accessory that happens to have 2 wheels.
I think that's fair.
It's for the rider who is financially stable, comfortable, and still rides thousands of miles a year. It just speaks for itself.
It truly is a machine for the advanced human who has checked all the boxes and just wants the pure enjoyment of the road. It shows that advanced can mean settling into comfort, not just chasing peak power.
Okay, let's talk about the absolute peak. God tier. Machines designed without compromise where the budget is seemingly irrelevant.
Yeah, these are the machines that just push the boundaries of engineering. And we had 2 very different visions of God tier here. On the production side, you have the Ducati Street Fighter V4S.
The sound alone is God tier.
It is. It's highly engineered, has that legendary V4 sound and price tag, and it's packed with electronics that are basically a full-time guardian angel. It even has a massive ultra-wide dash.
The electronics flatter the rider, was the quote I saw.
That's right. They make even mediocre inputs feel surgically precise. It is street-legal perfection.
Okay, so that's the accessible pinnacle, if you have a ton of cash.
Yeah.
But then you have the track-only purity of the Kramer GP289, a completely different philosophy.
Completely. Kramer is the company that makes the KTM RC8C track specials. The GP289. It makes 130 horsepower, but weighs only 313 pounds ready to ride.
That's insane.
It is insane. And there are no electronics, no ABS, just pure, unadulterated racing focus.
Someone can hop on this thing and they only make 125 a year.
Right. Very limited.
And immediately set their fastest ever lap time. That just speaks to its engineering.
It's an instrument built for one purpose.
Yeah.
Speed. So you have the Street Fighter, which is the uncompromising pursuit of street legal perfection, versus the Kramer, the uncompromising pursuit of track dominance.
Okay, let's shift gears entirely. We've established what two-wheeled excellence looks like. Now let's talk about the official award. Rider Magazine's process started with those 117 contenders.
They did. And they narrowed that enormous field down to 10 official finalists. It was a hugely diverse list. You had everything from the Honda NT-Level 100, cruisers like the Indian Chieftain, even the new affordable CFMoto 450 CLC.
And the new Royal Enfield Guerrilla 450 made the cut, which is a pretty big statement for that brand.
It is, and that's an important detail. The Guerrilla 450 is a stylish roadster that uses Royal Enfield's first ever liquid-cooled engine.
Their first one.
Well, the second model to use it, after the Himalayan. It shows how even these storied heritage brands are having to innovate rapidly just to stay competitive.
Right. But despite all that incredible technology in the finalists, none of them won.
None of them took home the ultimate prize.
Which brings us to the controversy that set the motorcycle world on fire. Announce the winner, please.
Yeah, okay. The 2025 Motorcycle of the Year winner is the Can-Am Canyon Red Rock.
A three-wheeled vehicle, a 3WV.
Yes, and the magazine knew this would be controversial. They stood by their rationale, which was centered less on traditional performance and more on, well, accessibility and industry advancement.
Let's detail the machine itself first, because it is a sophisticated piece of engineering.
It is. You have a smooth Rotax 1330 ACE inline triple, 115 horsepower, 96 pound-feet of torque.
Massive torque.
Yeah, and a 6-speed semi-automatic transmission with reverse. The Red Rock model gets top-of-the-line KYB smart shocks and a backup camera.
But the real reason it won was market disruption.
That's the core of it. The magazine argued that BRP Can-Am has knocked down barriers and brought over 300,000 new people into open-air riding.
Because it doesn't tip over. It removes that biggest hurdle, balancing and learning to lean.
Exactly. So their argument is that the Canyon democratizes the adventure experience. It solves the fear of tipping and the difficulty of a tall, heavy adventure bike seat.
It's a pragmatic, market-driven choice. The best vehicle is the one that brings the most new people into the riding fold. And the riding community responded immediately by calling the choice an absolute joke. Summarize the backlash for us.
The comments were brutal. People called it not a motorcycle, a snowmobile with wheels. Or my personal favorite, the mobility scooter of the year.
Ah, wow.
And there were widespread accusations that it was just rage bait to drive clicks.
So how did the magazine defend this? Because many traditional riders refuse to even acknowledge these things as part of the motorcycle world.
They defended it by relying on the California Vehicle Code definition, which states that a motor vehicle with a seat or saddle designed to travel on not more than 3 wheels qualifies as a motorcycle.
So they took a hard line based on the letter of the law.
Yes, emphasizing a big tent approach.
Yeah.
They argued that condemning 3-wheeled vehicles is narrow-minded and that the industry desperately needs the new riders that Can-Am provides, regardless of wheel count.
And that really highlights the clash, doesn't it? For the two-wheeled purist, the whole essence of motorcycling is mastering the lean. If it doesn't lean, it's a trike.
Right. Versus the Can-Am advocate, maybe someone who can't handle a two-wheeler anymore due to age or injury, who sees it as fulfilling that essential need to ride.
So the award really challenges the very definition of the term motorcycle.
It asks whether the experience is more important than the mechanism. It's a tension between advancement and tradition.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, looking at the 2025 landscape?
It means the industry offers incredible variety and unprecedented quality. You can choose accessibility and value, like that CFMoto bobber for under $6,000, or you can opt for purpose-built track toys, luxury tours like the Gold Wing or the Ducati V4S. The market is incredibly healthy.
And the debate over the Can-Am highlights this fundamental tension. Is best defined by advancing technology and accessibility, or is it defined by adherence to traditional characteristics, specifically the skill of leaning?
It forces us to ask what the purpose of the award even is. Is it to reward the machine that best advances the technology of riding, or the machine that best advances the activity of riding for the most people?
And here's the final thought for you to chew on. Can-Am is also releasing two-wheel electric motorcycles, the Pulse and the Origin.
Blurring the lines even more.
So if the definition of a motorcycle continues to expand to include electric power and more than 2 wheels in these top awards, will the traditional, beautiful, dangerous joy of leaning into a corner, will that eventually be the single characteristic that truly separates the categories, regardless of what the vehicle code says?
It's a great question.
What truly defines a motorcycle for you?